So, I know I haven't appeared in a while, but that's because, well, fairness, I've been trying to think of how I'm going to describe SMG4 for a video, because I've noticed that I've really not been doing enough funny things for my videos. As in, I'm making them more like actual reviews than, comedy, dark comedy, which is what I intended, but instead I'm making just boring ass reviews that nobody will find interesting, other than the few people that I'm friends with at school. But I've decided, no. I'm just gonna try my best in order to make funny content that'll try to make people laugh. But I just want to say thank you for being here all these for almost a year and a half now. With that said, funny Mario memes. I don't know how to describe this channel, but it is one of the most insane, crazy, most illogical shows I've ever watched in my life. And I love the absolute hell out of it. Now, there's two different types of SMG4s. Well, three actually. There's the channel, there's the series, and there's the actual character. I'm going to be talking about the show, because it's, the one that most people will... Yeah, so, yeah, SMG4. I would describe SMG4 as a sort of, I'm actually laughing trying to watch this. I'm sorry, I can't. I would describe SMG4 as a science fiction, fantasy, black comedy drama. So, yeah, I'll basically describe it as something like that. But I don't know how to describe this channel or show or anything, because, well, if you're looking at the clips I'm showing right now, you really can't describe this without looking like a complete dumbass. But yeah, this is a weird series. So the channel was created by this guy, Luke. You gotta be joking me. Luke Lerdwichago. Luke Lerdwich. Luke Lerdwich. Luke looked the black. The blah blah blah. Okay, we'll go back to the name later, but for now I'm just gonna continue with talking about SMG4. This series is basically just it focuses on the two main characters, SMG4 and Mario. This version of Mario is possibly the dumbest, most idiotic, narcissistic, sociopathic, psychopathic being on the planet. He's like every combined thing about a problem with humanity, and he's the best character in the entire series. This version of Mario is completely different to the Nintendo version. He's a complete maniac, and a great one at that. Now, of course, there's a lot of lore that goes into this series, which is why I'm not gonna... I really don't want you to get spoiled. But... yeah. I feel like this series is like every combined funny thing in everything ever. So, these characters themselves are really likable and charming, but I feel like the main highlight of this series, other than the hysterical comedy that's a combine of slapstick, dark humor, meme humor, cringe comedy, and shock humor, every combined piece of comedy in existence like that, this show is all about the drama. because there is some drama that really goes dramatic. Now, in order to talk about the dramatic stuff, I have to get into spoilers. So, oh boy, spoiler time. So, stop watching if you don't want to get spoiled about this incredible show. But, yeah. Don't watch if you don't want to get spoiled. So, spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Revelations. So there have been different arcs in this series. There's the Waluigi arc, the Rapper Bob arc, the anime arc, the YouTube arc, the Genesis arc, the Revelations arc, and the Lawsuit arc. But the ones we're going to focus on today are these three, because they're the best in the series, because they're the most dramatic, intense, rich in character, rich in comedy of the whole series. And these are all part of a series called the Cosmology arc, which is an entire series dedicated to the lore behind SMG4, SMG3, and a lot of the other characters as well, like Mario and other characters. Now, but I'm not going to. No, I said I was getting into spoilers. I'm not going to describe everything because I'll probably look something like this by the time I'm finished. So I'm basically just going to get down to the basics of the lore of the series. So Mario and SMG4 get sent to the place called the Inner Graveyard, where eventually Mario versus YouTube until the evil clone of SMG4, SMG3, is doing evil things and races and all of SMG4 friends in order to replace it with his own team of friends, and eventually leads to a final battle with a massive song. And SMG3 is sent to the Internet Graveyard, which is where dead memes go to die. And then the Genesis arc, they're all brought back together, and we eventually learn about SMG4's origins, that he's part of a team of other SMGs, and he came to the world, and he came to the Mushroom Kingdom, and everyone's stupid, including Mario, but he was smart before. And then he eventually revealed that Mario's the Avatar of the one, and if Mario dies, then everyone else will die, until Mario is taken over by this version of Axel, who's one of the characters, and he has to sacrifice himself in order to save everyone. And then in Revelations arc, Mario and all the other characters go to college with Meggy and Melanie, who are two of the characters, and then they do different things, and Melanie meets Gaia to practice her deity powers with until she eventually gets involved with this thing called the God Box, and eventually leads to a massive final battle between SMG4, Mario, SMG3, Melanie, and this guy right here, Ultra Zero, until eventually leads to the end of the Cosmology lore, and then in the Lawsuit arc, there's a new design, and then eventually it leads to all this brand new stuff here. Okay, I think I've covered everything. Oh, wait, I haven't. God! 5 very long hours later. God, I'm finally done. But yeah, you get my point that I love SMG4 as much as the next guy, and I really want Luke and Kevin to do great things with their channel, but also with other animated shows as well, like Meta Runner, Sunset Paradise, and their latest and greatest Murder Drones, with their secondary glitch channel, to do extra things, animated series. But they, when they're not trying to just make you laugh, which when they do, it's hysterical. They can really try and make some fantastic stuff, but yeah. So I consider SMG4 to be one of the best channels. Actually, no, it's my new favorite channel on YouTube. Goodbye, CCJTAs. And the funniest channel on YouTube. I've decided it. But they can also, when they are trying to be dramatic, they go real hard with it, and it becomes some of the best stuff they've ever made. So yeah, watch SMG4. I'll link their channel in the description, and I can finally get back to trying to pronounce these two, Luke and Kevin's last name. I think I've really got it now. Okay, so Luke and Kevin Lower hawa hara. Niwa hawa uga booga ina nima haga. Ugi playa wappy slappy Philippi umpli Fernandez the eighth. I think I really got it.